Hi guys, long time no see. Um, so it's midterms now, and this is the gymnasium. It's on the weekend. It's Sunday actually. There's obviously no one here. Everybody's busy studying. That's why I'm filming this uh, alone. I was just looking at the doors, and it kind of reminded me of where I feel like I am in life. I would say that a couple years back, I was facing this side of the gymnasium, and even before that, I guess maybe in middle school, elementary school, um, I was facing this side of the gymnasium. The real difference really is just knowing where the light is coming from. Like when you're looking at the floor, you know that the floor is there. You know there's light somewhere because you can see the floor, right? Um, so you know that there's probably going to be light in your life, and there's probably going to be something that you want to do. I guess, when you're looking at the floor, your imagination kind of takes over for good or for worse. For good, in the sense that you can imagine whatever possibilities that may lie ahead of you, and bad in the fact that you can't really see the light. It's more of a what do you call those things? A mirage, right? It's more of a mirage. It's not really there. You feel like it's there, and you can kind of imagine the possibility of the light being there, but it's not really there. You can't see it. And then a couple years back, when I first came to Camelot, it's felt like I was, finally seeing the light. It's way brighter, as you can see this wall. It's way brighter. Symbolically, this wall is also where our school puts the national flag, and when we have our patriotic assembly, our school motto, English only policy, all that stuff. And so this is basically, and metaphorically, the wall that I saw when I first came to Camelot. So I saw a lot more light. So, for example, if before I was just guessing the possibility, now it was more like I could see some substantial part of what I could do, and the opportunities. I actually had opportunities. I had possibilities, and I felt like I could see that finally. It was a lot brighter than just looking at the floor. But here's the thing, this whole scene is pretty bright, right? Like, it's not super bright, but the overall scene is bright. The wall itself is all over a lot more bright, than what you might expect. And so I was kind of also in the mirage state. I was delusional, I guess, because when you go from just looking at the floor, which is a lot darker, to looking at this bright wall and seeing all these possibilities at the end of your hands and fingertips, what you really start to do is you become delusional, or I became delusional. I thought I had all these things. I was capable of all these things, and I was, but the important condition there is I still needed to try very hard and put in my effort and really concentrate and think about what I wanted to do to reach my light. Because this wall is bright, but it's not light, right? I don't want to end my life being a bright wall. I want to reach the light. That's my goal. And while the wall shows that there definitely is light in my life and I can definitely have light, it's exactly that. It's just that. It's just a representation. It's just showing. It isn't light. It's just a visual representation of it. And I don't think I really understood that until I took my gap year, because before that, I was very delusional about my dreams and possibilities that I had, which is not strictly a bad thing, but excessive delusion can most times lead to disappointment, where you're disappointed where you end up in because you don't correctly assess where you're at. And there's a big difference between delusional confidence and just delusion. And I think I was the latter. And I say this is where I am at right now. The overall scene that you're seeing is way darker. You're seeing this entire dark auditorium. This phone makes it seem a lot brighter than it actually is, but it's very dark in here, especially with all the curtains pulled down. It's very dark. But the difference is I can see the light now. I see where I want to go vividly. Those doors through which the lights are seeping through, that's where I want to be in life. I can see that now through my gap year, doing my business, going to Conrad, going to other countries. I can see, I know where I want to be now. That's the light that I was looking for, the possibility, the opportunity, that I was looking for. It's there. I can see it. And I can also see that going through that door is not going to be as easy as my wall-facing self thought it was, okay? There are way more chances of me ending up in darkness if I don't try. There is light, but that light is not guaranteed. Just because I stand here in this darkness, surrounded by darkness, looking at the light, doesn't mean the next step is going to be stepping into the light. I need to move myself out of this dark gymnasium, out into the light, for me to actually embrace it and feel it and be in the rays of light. That might have been a bit too abstract, but that's what I feel like I'm at the stage in my life. I'm at the stage where I'm not just seeing the average brightness of the entire scene. I can see the vivid details that make up that average brightness. So, in other words, there's also a lot of darkness, hardship, and challenges and effort requiring testaments and trials that I need to face in order for me to reach the light. So if before I was just lifting my head looking around where I was, this time I need to move, take a step there, take the next step into the light for me to get there. And that's kind of what I feel like that's what I felt just now, looking at those doors. But man, do I want to go there. That's because you can see it, And I have no doubt, not an ounce of doubt in my mind that I can make it there, and I will, and I'll try my best to do so. I won't try my best, but I'll try. The best is a very cruel, unforgiving, harsh word to use. A lot of people say, oh, you've done your best. Well, it is subjective, I'll grant you that, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to say that I've tried my best. And I don't want to, because I don't think that's what life's all about. I want to try to the extent where I reach the light. Doesn't mean I want to radiate light. I think that's the most ideal way someone can live. That way, I can illuminate all this darkness. That doesn't mean I want to be a human torch. I just want to be in the light. That's my goal, right? And I'm very afraid of saying best. It's a very scary word for me. Anyway, so that's kind of what I felt. Now, I was actually on a walk before coming here. So I guess that's where I'll go next. Funnily enough, I guess it does connect to this theme of entering into the light. Perhaps if I'm there, you know, when I'm immersed in the light, I'll actually see more. And turns out it isn't really what I wanted. That's fine. Because then I'll just go somewhere else. I'll just make my own way. Go somewhere else. Go another direction. That's fine. But it's important so that I actually move. So that I can reach what I want. And damn, today's really beautiful, huh? I like the weather. You know, damn, I wish I had my motorcycle with me right now. Yeah, the school doesn't allow it, but I don't really care. That is... God, that's stunning. Oh my god. It's also, weather's really good today, too, so it would have been amazing. Anyway, I guess it's what it is. I'll see you guys next time. It's been a while, huh? Bye.